Hey everybody. I am going to show y'all how to get to the documents that you need to get to for the Unit 5 lab, how you're to complete this. So you're going to go to, from the physical science homepage, you're going to go to the Unit 5 folder, and then you are going to scroll down until you see 5.12. Open that folder, and you're going to go to the lesson introduction. And so this is the lab for designing your own thermos. So most of y'all at this point have probably watched the video that goes along with this. This is going to show you how to find the data that you need to fill in your lab report, because the lab report, for this part of it, you're not actually going to do the lab. There's no virtual lab that you're going to interact with. I know I said before that I thought there was a virtual lab that you could actually measure the temperature of the ice in the thermos that you designed, but that's not actually the case with this one. There's actually a document that has data in it already, so you're going to click on those lesson resources. So whenever you come into that 5.12 folder and it opens up that lesson introduction, click on that blue lesson resources button and then scroll down. For materials, the first thing you're going to see is that student guide lesson 12. Click on that and it's going to bring up a whole bunch of information, but towards the bottom you're going to see these charts. So that first one's going to be temperature data for insulated containers with bubble wrap. The next one's going to be insulated with steel wool. The next one's the data for aluminum foil, shredded cardboard, paper pellets, and that's it. So all the data you need is already recorded for you, so you don't need to actually do the experiment. You don't have to do it in real life, and you don't have to do it online either, because they've already done the experiment. So for every time interval, it's 0 minutes, they recorded the temperature. 30 minutes later, 60 minutes later, all the way down for every single material type that you're testing, all the data is there. So you're just going to go back and fill in the lab report. So just in case anybody needs any help finding the lab reports, you can close out that document. And I am going to send y'all a K-mail in just a little while that has those documents attached, so you'll be able to find those, both the way that I'm showing you here, and they're going to be saved to the K-mail. So once we click through, that lesson 12 is that same document we were just looking through. So once you click through and we get to, let me see, the laboratory. So before we were in the introduction, now we're in the laboratory. And, oops, let me see. Nope, that's just the objectives. Okay, 1 second, y'all. The lab report, it's going to be in two places. It's going to be in the Dropbox. That's going to be your video. And I think it's in 5.13, so which we're going to get to that. Oh, here we go. So at the very end of 5.12, when you get to the Dropbox, that's where you're going to find the lab report. You can click on that. It's going to download. Then you should be able to open it in Microsoft Word, and that's where you can type in everything. Just click on Enable Editing and type in all your answers. I did have a couple of people ask about how do you put a circle or a dot on your graph, so I'm going to show you real quick how to do that in here too. So you go to Insert, and then you're going to go to Shapes, pick the circle, and then you can kind of click and drag. You may want it really tiny, so you can make it as big or as small as you want, and then change the outline color and the fill color. So the fill, maybe you're making some of them blue. I'm going to do no outline, and maybe you're doing some red. But anyway, once you do that, you can just kind of click and drag it to wherever you want it on your graph, and that's how you can create the dots on the graph. If you have an older version of Word, and you may not have menus that look like this, you might have drop-down menus, but you should still be able to find Insert, Shapes. And if you have any other questions, feel free to send me a K-mail, or come to Live Help Monday through Thursday in between 12 noon and 1 p.m., and I'll be glad to help you out. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out.